What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Box Attack. I'm Dom, and today we are checking out the brand new Tokka and Rahzar 2-pack. This is for the cartoon line from NECA, and well, they have a movie line of this if you didn't know that, but I strictly collect the cartoon figures, so I picked this up recently and I have it here to show all of you. Obviously the box style here is exactly the same as any other NECA cartoon figure set. We do have one new set right here at the bottom, which I do not have yet. Then we have these other two right here, which have already been released. I'm super excited to get these out of the box, and we do have a little read up here on the back if you want to go ahead and read that, but it's kind of the same thing that's been on all of them. Anyway, this is the package, nothing special here. Let me go ahead and get these out of the box and we'll take a look at them. All right, so here on the table we have Tokka and Rahzar, and they're looking very beautiful, might I add. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the accessories here first in the middle. We do have basically some throwbacks to the episode of the Ninja Turtles cartoon that they were in, such as this little plate of turkey or whatever. We have like a plate of food, plate of meats here that was part of the trap that was set for them in that episode. And then we have a little fish here as well. And then we have some meat on bones. I think these little accessories are awesome. Like, I personally really dig having all these little meat pieces. Like, we don't have a lot of food accessories with these, and I guess this is the perfect duo to put them with. But we do also have a little computer here, and we have extra set of hands for each character. They're basically the same hands, the same hand mold it looks like. They're just painted different colors, so you know, keep that in mind. But as far as the accessories go, that's kind of all you get. But I'm just super happy with this plate of meat right here, and the fish. I mean, the fish is great too. They're all pretty fantastic accessories. Anyway, let's move those off to the side. Let's take a look at Tokka here first, and look at him. The paint apps on this are absolutely great. I think NECA's been stepping up the quality a little bit, at least in the animation line. I don't know about the movie stuff, but I do really dig how he looks. You can see that we have his little belt here all around with a little painted skull and crossbones on there and some throwing stars right there as well. And then he has a little foot logo in the middle of his belt. Now this belt doesn't actually come off or anything. It is like a separate mold piece, but it's kind of glued on to his abdomen there. But he does look really cool. Like I said, a lot of cool paint apps here. We have little pockets on the back and his spikes all around his shell there, which are nice. And then we have the little fine details on the side of the shell right there, or on the side of the spikes, as you can see. But yeah, everything looks great. He does have jaw articulation. He can open his jaw pretty wide. Like, look at that. Like, I think that's the widest we've seen a jaw maybe open. So he's got some really good jaw articulation. I guess that's probably so he can potentially fit like a part of a piece of meat in there. I don't know. You can do what you want to do with that. But yeah, he's got some really cool looking eyes here as well. Really digging everything with that. And his shoulder pads with the spikes on it. And then we have all these all this gray fabric, not real fabric, but you know what I mean, tied around his wrists and his elbows, and then we have the spikes on his knees there. And I mean, it's a great looking figure. I really do dig these two. I mean, yeah, one episode is one episode, but they're great. And this one is fantastic. As far as his articulation goes, he is a little limited, not much compared to like some other figures that we have, but he can get his arms raised about that high, and he can go all the way around with them. So the shell is not really blocking anything there. He does have his double joints at the elbow, and then of course, just like everything else, his hands can swivel around and slightly bend up and down. They're a little, you know, the joints are a little rough right now. And then of course we have the bicep swivel right there as well. With his head, he can pretty much turn full motion. He can look all the way back if you wanted him to. But up and down is where we get a little limited here. So that's about as high up as he can go. And then down, he can, actually, I think he looks a lot cooler looking down like that, in my opinion. So when he's looking down like that versus like a straight up head, I think he's got way more of a vicious look with his head tilted down like that. He doesn't have any movement in his abdomen or anything like that, but the legs are pretty typical as well. He can spread them pretty far. He can kick up about that high, and he can kick back about that high. Of course, we do have the knee joints here, nothing crazy there. Ball joints on the hips, pretty squeaky, if you can hear that. And then of course we have the ankle articulation as well, which he still has that same, you know, ankle articulation as all the other figures. So really nothing surprising here, but he is a very, very cool figure. I dig how this looks a lot. I love how it turned out. Anyway, that being said, let's get him just stood up right here while we take a look at Rahzar, and look at this beast right here. He is looking mighty fine. Okay, so you can see here that we have this like rib cage chest piece going on, which is attached to his body. The sculpting on this is very awesome. You can see that he's got all the fur kind of sculpted into the plastic. It's got a lot of fine details to it, as you can see, like so many little furs, little hairs sculpted in there. And he's obviously got less going on with him than Tokka, at least in my opinion anyways. But look at that. So we even have the two-tone on his little underwear, I guess I would call that. I don't know what to call it. His shorts. And his paint details are pretty great as well. He's got like, you know, little linings going on everything, just like we're used to seeing with the cartoon line. And then he has broken chains on his wrists. Now, these broken chains here, if we pull off the hand, you can actually take those off of the figure here. So they do come off of his hand if you wanted to remove them. Looks like mine had a little bit of white residue left after like pulling off his hand or whatever, but not that big of a deal. That being said, he does also have an articulated jaw. It doesn't open quite as wide, but look at those teeth. Look at those teeth and the tongue in there, and he is just looking pretty vicious. I dig that a lot. And again, he has that same little handcuff chain thing broken off on his other arm as well. And then we have his pads on his thighs and arms. What are these even being held on with? Like it's a joke, but you know, they're just kind of resting there on his thighs. So shoulder pads here as well. And then on the back, you can see that he has like part of his shirt that was there that is kind of like has a ripped and worn look. This is part of the molded plastic, this like shirt fabric right here. So it's not a separate piece, it's not glued on. It's actually part of it, which I don't really care. It doesn't bother me either way. But I think that the figure itself just looks super nice. His articulation is quite more limited than Tokka in terms of raising his arms, and that is because of those shoulder pads right there. They just get in the way of the torso mold. So you can see that is as far as he can get his hands up right there. And then we can swing those around all the way. The rest of the articulation is about the same as Tokka. The bicep swivel here does kind of get blocked by that shoulder pad, but not enough to where you can't do it. You can just feel some tension when you go to twist it. And then we have the same with the elbows and the wrists and everything, you know, typical stuff. I mean, do I really have to go over this for everything? But he can kick up that high, he can go back about there, and obviously the same thing here with his knees and his feet and everything like that. So he is awesome. I think my favorite out of the two is probably Tokka, because he just looks super mean. Look at that. Like, that's a vicious look, but they're both really awesome figures. Let's get him looking down too, so they can both just be. I love their downstairs way better than their upstairs. Like his upstairs, he just looks confused. Put him down and then he looks mean. Look at that. They're both like super mad looking, right? Super awesome. I think that both of these figures are great and they look fantastic. And I'm super happy to have them. These are available at Target and Toys R Us if you're in Canada, and I think they're available online internationally. But yeah, I'm super happy with them. I love the Turtle Toon line. Definitely my favorite action figure line of all time. I literally have every single figure over there in the corner. It's so awesome. So I would love to know what you think though about this new 2-pack from NECA. I mean, I think they've been doing pretty good lately on the cartoon stuff. I've been happy with it. We've been getting stuff quickly. I don't personally pre-order stuff from NECA because that just takes forever. I would rather just wait to find it in a store and get it that way. Usually it's a lot faster. But again, I want to know what you think about the figures, about all these accessories that we get here, all that good stuff down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the thumbs up button. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when new videos like this drop. Other than that, follow me on Instagram. All good things happening there as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Once again, this has been Box Attack. I'm Dom, and we'll catch you later.